gave you the stubborn one, the faulty one.
That's all right.
And then it works out.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Josh Lyon Team Podcast, brought to you by Velocity Lending. That's right. I'm Dakota Burke, and with me, as always, is Mr. Josh Lyon.
What's up, fam?
Josh, we're heading up into the end of the year here.
It's been fast.
It has. It really does go by too quick, man. And obviously coming up is Christmas. So on our podcast today, we kind of wanted to talk about Christmas tradition. So does your family have anything that they do during this holiday season that you think might be a little bit different than some families, or just something you try to stick to every single year?
No, I think we're the stereotypical family. When we were younger, obviously, it was more. Now it's like 1 year I have Malia, 1 year I don't. So it's like kind of hard to do that. But I mean, growing up, it was Christmas Eve. We would go to my grandparents' house, and they lived. This, I guess, is kind of unique. They lived in Otis, Colorado. Anybody? No?
Way out there, folks.
No one?
Is that past Yuma?
No, it's right before.
Okay, then.
But my man. So what's actually really cool, I don't know, like there's not very many people in the town, but every year the firemen dress up as Santa and drive around the fire trucks, and then go door to door giving you a bag of like peanuts and just weird candy.
Oh, cool.
But so that was like the big thing. You get really super excited about it. My grandpa would always be staring out there, and then they missed us one year, and that we had to raise hell about that. But that's a really cool thing about that, the small town there, because they would do that every single year, and it was a lot of fun. So we do that for Christmas Eve, then we go drive around town, look at the 6 houses that had lights, and then we go and open up one present Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning is when we would do the whole thing. And it's, you have to get the video camera out that you're never going to watch, and my dad has the bag for all the wrapping, and like every other family.
The classic dad thing.
100%.
They don't want the mess.
Yeah,
of just wrapping paper everywhere.
Still happens today. His dad gets it out, this and that, and Malia passes out all the presents, because we used to do that when we were younger. And then we would always cook my parents breakfast on Christmas morning.
Okay, I like that.
That's us. How about you guys?
Nothing crazy. We always go and look at the lights. Obviously, I grew up here in Greeley. I think we've talked about that before. And Greeley, for a few years, has kind of had some crazy light shows. Everybody remembers the Greeley Griswolds that were in Kelly Farm. Obviously, there were cars lined up for blocks trying to go and see them. They ended up moving, but there's a few that are trying to like take that place of like the house that everybody goes to. Our realtor friend, who we've had on the spotlights before, Brad Inholson, put together a list of all the best houses in Greeley. I think he drove around and then got on like a Christmas lights Facebook page and figured out where all the big ones were going to be.
I think he goes door to door. Like, are you putting up lights? You better be.
That'd be
okay,
pretty
I'll put
impressive.
You down the list.
But so I snagged that list from his assistant, and I'm gonna go check out those probably this weekend. And then something a little bit different that my dad and my stepmom do is they make oyster soup. So when my dad was little, his grandparents and his family, they weren't very well off. And the story goes is that every Christmas, it would be my great grandmother would go to the store and buy oysters, and it's like, I don't know, it's like milk and a couple other things, like basically make this soup every single Christmas, no matter how hard times that they had. It was just like kind of their tradition as a family. So my dad still tries to stick to that.
Would she been the great niece of the King of Scotland?
Not quite. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so super. Yes, that's one of the kind of different ones that we do. And then normally we just go to my mom's house and open all of our presents on Christmas Day. We don't really do the Christmas Eve open one present sort of thing.
Yeah, that was always a big one. But they pick it. What I think is always the funniest is because like my mom would be like, the order of presents you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, no, you can't open up that one. That's the last one,
right?
Okay.
She has it like sorted in her mind by like price ranges. Do you think of like what was, or do you think it was like what was going to be the most?
But was the most, right?
Yeah.
Like the one the Christmas I was a little crappy little kid. Like
I think everybody was a crappy little kid.
Like literally, like mom and dad aren't home. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go through everything to try to find my presents. Mm-hmm. And I mean, when we were younger, it was like playing video games, right? I still remember when I got my Sega Genesis, I was that stereotypical kid who grabbed it and just freaked out. ran around. And then what's funny too is like, I remember I got a little teary eyed once because like they gave me socks and I'm like, I'm getting old. I was like 19 years old. I'm like, this isn't fun.
It does change, I think, once you're, especially, the same sort of thing happened for me. Like once you're out of high school, I don't know, the gravity of Christmas kind of comes down a little bit. But then I'm sure with Malia, it kind of perked up at that point too, because it's like your daughter and she get to see like magic or the Christmas magic through her eyes again.
I mean, yes and no. Like she had a lot different childhood than I did. But so I wouldn't get stuff throughout the years. Like, hey, you get everything at Christmas. So you have this big Christmas. But now it's like, you kind of get whatever you want throughout the year, which call me a bad parent. And then like Christmas, we're doing that. And honestly, I got to the point where I probably have like 2 or 3 gifts for her, but what I've been doing is I started this last year. I'm going to continue it this year is we're going to go on a trip. So I really hope that she doesn't watch this, and I'm not going to say where we're going this year. But we just started going on trips every single year instead of like, hey, cause you have all the clothes, everything else you need.
And it's the experience over like something material.
Right. And I mean, for her, where she's at, I want Squishmallows. I want like, what do you want? I just want Squishmallows. Oh, those are like pillows that are like characters.
Yeah.
So she got some of those for her birthday. And what's also with her, she's a December birthday.
Right.
So we're stacked up on top of each other. So like we went and celebrated her birthday the last weekend. A couple friends came over. We went out to eat, got open presents, all that good stuff. And then next time I have her, we'll be celebrating our Christmas as well.
Gotcha.
So I've gone more towards the memories thing and creating memories instead of just giving gifts. Because I sit there and look back at my childhood. I remember the Sega and things like that. My parents made a big thing about Christmas, but I don't remember much other than that.
Right. Yeah. And I think either there's always those specific presents that you like remember because you were either so surprised or so like stoked or spent so much time doing. Like I remember getting my PS2, like that was my Sega Genesis, right?
I'm older than Dakota.
Yeah, he calls you old right so hard right there.
Yeah.
Burn.
But guess what? Who's 30 now? Over 30 now?
I know. Yep. I'm there. But that's what I'm really excited about having this kid is like to see kind of Christmas through their eyes again, because like I said, it's kind of done, a little bit of a lull, in my late 20s and, now
So
I'm
what's
30.
been the best gift you've received that you remember? Just PS2?
No, I would say like going on a trip. Like we've gotten a couple of trips for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Yeah. A couple years ago, we got told that we were going to, it was when we went to Paris and Barcelona.
That's awesome.
That was a Christmas gift. Yeah.
So that's what, I don't know, I wanted to do with Malia, because we went and we haven't got her passport yet, but we went and got her signed up for it a couple weeks ago. So hopefully get that in the mail so I can buy her tickets.
Yeah.
Before
Coming
they
up here quick.
get too expensive.
Yeah, for sure. Well, everybody, if any of you have any holiday traditions that you and your family share, we would love to hear about them. Obviously, Josh and I seem pretty generic when it comes to their Christmas stuff, but if you guys have anything different that you want to let us know about, please reach out to us. Josh, where can they get a hold of us at?
You can call us at 970-460-6677 or
email us at josh@nocolending.com or dakota@nocolending.com or by going to nocolending.com.
facts. or we also, if you shoot up a flare, we'll know that's you. We'll come chat.
100%. I'll watch the nice guys. Thanks for listening,
See you
everybody.
guys.